Oh, hello, hello,
Hello?
hello.
Says we're live.
Can you guys hear us? Can you see us? I'm currently picking my nail.
Don't do that.
It's coming
I
off.
forgot to take our Valentine's day off.
Ooh.
Stuff off.
Oh, did I show you my new what I got for our book
I
club?
saw her sitting up there.
Yeah, she's really cute, eh?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Can they see?
Can you hear us? Can you see us? Hello.
Well, they're saying hello, so I'm assuming you can hear us.
I'm assuming.
Can someone just say, "Hey, we can hear you"?
Okay, yes. They're
Okay,
saying
good.
yes. We're
Okay.
good. We're good.
Hello, welcome to another month.
Another book club meeting.
We are now out of February, but
What month is this now? Like
we are
5?
in actually March.
Is this month 4 or 5?
Of doing
Of
these?
book clubs, yeah.
We started in September.
Yep.
September, October, November, December, January. It's our 6th.
Guys, we're on our 6th month.
It's like your hair
Which
anniversary.
means it's also
here.
6 months out of chemo.
That's right. How is
Hello.
everyone? I feel like it's been longer since we've done book club.
Well, it's technically March now, but
Yeah.
I mean, February is a short
Yeah.
month.
So we've got people Texas, North Dakota, Guelph, Minnesota, Clifford, Ontario, you're local. West Virginia, Guelph, another Guelph.
Mama, take me home.
I think Jack's gonna be in West Virginia doing a service call.
I haven't talked to Jack in so long.
I know.
I need to catch up with him.
Yeah.
We sometimes
Iowa, Alabama, West Michigan, Buffalo, Alaska, BC,
oh
California.
My gosh, Alaska.
You guys.
Alaska always makes me think
Texas,
of
Utah,
Illinois.
Illinois.
Wild.
Holy, everywhere.
Italy. Oh my gosh. I almost booked a trip to Italy and then
Jess is in her travel era, so she is hankering to be anywhere but school right now, and that's not doing much for.
It's not doing great on my grades right now.
Yeah, she's struggling a little bit, but
we're getting through it.
Yeah. So welcome to another month, and happy to be here.
Yep. Did everyone read this month's book club book, Ruthless Vows?
Should we go through the ground rules, the Jess rules?
Well, we can once we get into it.
Okay.
We'll
do you want to talk about what?
Why don't we talk about what we're reading or what we just finished reading?
Sure.
Considering you're not reading anything right now.
I'm just until I get. Well, I did start one last night. I don't remember what it's called though. It's on my Kindle. It's that Eden.
Oh, you started at
Indigo Ridge. Yeah, I need a palette cleanser because I just finished.
It's a good palette cleanser, actually.
I just finished
Empire of
Storms, and I love this series. I love this series more than ACOTAR now. I love this book. You will love this series.
I know.
I'm telling you.
I need to read it.
Yeah. So I finished that. And what's the other one I just read?
Ruthless Vows.
Yeah, that one.
Or Crying in H Mart?
Crying in H Mart, yep. I read that.
You read a lot this month.
I did not read that many this month.
I didn't read much this month at all.
February was not. How many books did we read in February?
How much did I read in February? Now I have to check.
Do you guys remember?
I'm looking it up right now. Please hold.
Quiet, Instagram. Sorry.
Welcome to my life.
I hate it when my volume's on. And Connie's read 5, 3, 1.5. I think I read 4, maybe.
Okay, I actually read way more than I thought, but it's because the audiobooks came in close.
Madison read 7.
I read 7 as well.
My books.
Wait, let me double check. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7. 4, 2, 9, 7, 3, 7, 2, 5, 6, 7.
You were January.
14 books. Okay. Oh my gosh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've read 7.
Twinning.
Oh, you know, no, that's a lie because Empire of Storms I finished in March. March 1st.
No, we can just say it. 7.
No, because I want to save it for March.
Okay. Well,
6. I read 6.
I think that's like kind of the average number. We have a lot of like big time readers in here.
Yeah, well, they're at book club, so I'm assuming they're.
That's a good point.
Committed to this community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm currently in the middle of reading 2, 3 books. I don't know. The 2 that I have physically with me right here is number 1 is Bride. which I am very excited with. I don't know.
How much have you read out of it?
I've only read like 100 pages maybe. I have a lot of like people's mixed opinions on this.
Yeah, I've got 2 reviews on this, and they're like in the middle. They're like, they're not her best, not her worst.
Yeah, see, I love this.
Okay.
Like, I'm really enjoying it.
I'll probably like it if you like it.
You do have to go in with the mind frame that you were literally reading a romance between a vampire and a werewolf.
So it's like Twilight.
And it's like very...
Is it like Twilight? Or is it...
Yes.
Okay.
But no.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. And then I'm also reading Beartown, which is like a little bit more of my meaningful book right now.
I've heard
and I'm also 100 pages into this, I believe. So.
Yeah.
And I'm loving this so far. I've already like teared up a few times.
Really?
Just like, yeah.
It hits you in the feels?
I find this author just makes me like question life sometimes. I read it and I'm just like, wow. It's like
you feel things.
It's like, yeah. It's like deep, but it's fiction. Like it's
right.
It's not like reading actual sad stuff. But anyways, what are you guys reading?
What are you guys reading? Let's go through some right now.
Queen
Uncovered and Boys and Oil. Kayla, I ruined my streak during farm show. LOL, I nearly cried. 184 weeks. But I screwed my days up. She's a bookworm.
Backman is such a good writer.
Iron Flame. Jen's reading Iron Flame. Okay, The Woman by Kristen Hanna. Do we like that book? I've been looking at it. I see it everywhere, so I'm just curious.
A Fate Inked in Blood. I almost bought when I was at the.
Is it a new one?
Store. It just. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it just came out, or Indigo just made a special edition of it.
Okay.
Either way.
Pumping it.
But it looks really good.
Leslie's in the middle of. Oh, there's an
Chestnut Springs is Lily.
I just saw middle of Akatar. Good pick.
Jen is just started Iron Flame.
Akatar.
Everyone's starting Iron Flame. I feel like every time we do book club, it's always Iron Flame is like the most read.
Yeah. Well,
like everyone's reading Iron Flame.
A friend of mine actually messaged me earlier, and she's like, "Do you recommend Fourth Wing and Iron Flame?" I said, "Oh yeah."
Yep.
Yeah. If there's 2 books I would recommend, it would be.
I don't even care if you don't like the genre. Just try it out. Like honestly, it's
good.
So good.
Iron Flame, Golden Girl, Knives and Kisses. Haven't heard of that one.
I'm saying that we love
Madison
The Woman.
says so far it's really good. Just dropped with the sparkly blue edges on February 27th.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's the special edition I was talking about.
Love in Other Words. One of my all-time favorite books.
Really?
Oh, I love that.
See, book. I love that book, but I don't just like think about it.
Oh,
you know,
I love that.
Book. It's a lot of people's like favorite books.
I remember I love that book. Iron Flame, Throne of Glass. Well, Throne of Glass. Now, if you're reading Throne of Glass, did you read it first or did you read Assassin's Blade first? I read Assassin's Blade first. I'm glad now that I'm this far in, I'm glad I read it first. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people go for reading it third.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess if you don't
publishing order, they read it.
I was glad to have the background. Yeah. Assassin's Blade first.
That's kind of what I was planning on doing, is reading Assassin's Blade first too.
Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. I have heard good things about it. Sometimes I find it okay. This is might be controversial, but I was in a big self-help book era like 5 to 10 years ago when everybody was like, "I'm writing a book and I'm going to change your life." And now I look back at it and I'm like, how is a Hollywood star, like, are these people are they accredited to give like life-changing advice? I don't mind
unless they're working with like a specialist or something.
I don't mind if they say like that, give their life story and this is the steps they took.
Yeah, like a memoir.
But to be like this will change your life. Now I'm at the point I think I'm becoming a cynical old lady, but I'm like, I don't know. I smell a little bit of a rat there, but I've heard good things about Green Lights and saying that. And I love Matthew McConaughey, so I'm sure it's fine. But yeah.
Stephanie said it's kind of his life. So yeah.
Okay, so that's legit.
So
I like those ones.
It's like a memoir.
Yeah.
I've learned I really like memoirs.
I guess the thing that with Matthew, what caught me off guard a little bit is I think he went in I think he went and did a Tony Robbins conference or something. I'm like, oh, we're gonna do one of those.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
Mary,
thank you so much.
Mary just bought you a book.
We love you, Mary.
Mary just bought you a book.
What was I gonna say? There's something.
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, this month, like February, I read my first ever memoir.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up reading another memoir. So I read 2 nonfictions this month.
You really like?
It's like
kind
of shocking.
Yeah.
I'm not usually that kind of reader. I don't usually dip my toes into nonfiction.
You did a video outside your
reading books outside my comfort zone.
Yeah. So it's nice when you're doing content around it too, to sort of, that gives you the freedom to try other things too, right? Because you're like, this would be a cool video idea.
Yeah.
And it makes you do things that you would probably do.
I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty asked if I liked A Man Called Ove, and I did.
She did.
I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Was it slow at the start?
It was extremely slow at the start. Like I had to push through, but once I got like 70-ish pages in, I really, really enjoyed it. And the best way I can explain it, I know this is not what this book video is, or this book stream is supposed to be about.
We're all friends here.
The thing I really loved about that book was I've never felt comforted reading, like in that kind of way. Like it felt like I was like picking like a childhood book up.
Do they call that cozy fiction? Cozy fiction?
I don't even know if you would call it cozy though. It was just comforting. Like it felt like I felt like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just really comforting. So
Kat wants to know what you're drinking. She's drinking some wine. It's not her chosen kind, but someone left it at Christmas, so she's gobbling it up.
Blanc.
Mommy drank the rest of her favorite wine. Yeah. I'm like that.
I'm a Pinot girl all the way. Yeah. But anyways, why don't I pull up my little agenda?
We're gonna get into this book club.
Yeah, it will take me a minute to find them.
Okay, so I'll go over your little Jess rules.
Spiel. Yep.
So this video will talk about this book, so it will be a bit of a spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched it and you don't want to know what happens, then
I haven't read it.
What did I say?
Watch.
It's because I'm watching myself. If you haven't read it and you don't want to be spoiled, then
this is your moment to click out. After this, there will be spoilers.
Yeah, because we will go into detail as much as we do, me and you, because we go off on tangents.
We do go on tangents. But what was everyone's thoughts? What did we rate Ruthless Vows? What are our ratings?
Do you know what I don't like about Goodreads? Is
you can't do 0.5.
You can't do points.
Yeah.
Do you want me to say mine first?
You say yours first.
I think mine was a 3.5, but it says 4 on Goodreads.
So honestly, looking back, I think I might change it to like a 3.
Really? Even lower than a 3.5?
Which is still good to me. That's still good. It's just
still a good book. Yeah.
It didn't stand out. It didn't stand out for me.
I'm gonna say right now that I feel like with both Divine Rivals and this one, Ruthless Vows, I don't know if I was in a slump or it's because I was reading another fantasy at the same time. So I was reading this Throne of Glass series.
Compared to that would be tough.
And it's like you're so used to that pace and so many different characters and things going on that this one I just found, I'm like,
lacking.
Come on. Or, I'm not used to it just really focusing on 2 people and the other ones are really just side characters. Whereas like this other series they really do focus on the side characters too. So, I found it hard. So I don't know if I can really rate it this, or if I read it at a different time, I give it a higher rating. Because I think it's written beautifully. Like she's an amazing writer.
I'm the same way. Like I was not in the mood to read it when I read it. Excuse me. I was away, sitting in the sun reading a fantasy book, and it just felt really wrong.
Yeah, you feel like you should be reading like a
romance,
like an Emily Henry book,
just like an easy read, not like a fantasy.
What are these guys saying?
In my opinion, I really preferred Divine Rivals.
Yeah, I really
still would give Divine Rivals 5 stars hands down.
I gave Divine Rivals 5, and I'm not
regretting it.
I'm not sure I'm still there, honestly.
Yeah.
But again, I'm comparing, and you can't do that with books.
I know.
Like, you've got to give it its own
bit more objective
space, and so that's why I haven't changed it yet.
So I'm seeing it didn't stand out too long of a story. Yeah.
I found I was waiting. I said to Jess, I feel like when I finally texted her, I'm like, okay, the book could start now. Like,
you did.
I'm like, this is where but I said it to Mark, because Mark was on the couch and I was on the chair, and I'm like, okay, the book could start right now. And it was like 2/3 of the way in.
Yeah.
So, what are
Divine Rivals was better, but still want to know what happens next to them. Yeah, I wish there was more of an epilogue. Like, was there an epilogue? I can't remember.
No, she was just in the garden, right?
Yeah, no, there was no epilogue, which
you know what?
I'm hit or miss with fantasy books having an epilogue, because sometimes I'm like, is it really that realistic to expect much?
I don't know if they'd have a happy ending, because I think he's really sick.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think I
like it ending where
I think he would have pieced out pretty early on, to be honest.
Because the doctor was like, "Oh, you're kind of screwed."
And then Ashley said, Divine Rivals was a 3 for me. This one was better,
but
I listened to it, which made it better for me.
I 100% agree. The whole time I'm like, I wish I was listening to this, because did I talk about this to you too? I'm like, I think with fantasy books, I need to listen to them and not read them, because I get distracted. I start checking my phone.
It's just a slower pace than
and you really have to focus. Whereas when I'm listening to it, I feel like I can see it. Like, I feel like I'm watching sort of a movie. So I 100% agree with her there. I think I would. Yeah.
I also agree with Julie.
What'd she say? I felt like the story needed a little more to it.
Yeah, I think it was a little lackluster, to be honest. There's a lot of potential, and there's a lot of side stories that I wish we could have followed. Like, I wish, in my ideal world, before we get even more into it, I wish we saw multiple POVs, not just the 2 main characters. Like, I wish we had one with well, you really like the side characters. Like, I wish we had one with Addie, and I wish we had one with even Forrest, and I wish we had one with the Keegan and Marissa. Marisol. Like, that would have added a lot, because there could have been so much going on, like with the camp and the newspaper stuff, and Addie, and she was following her whole own story with learning to play. It really could be a longer series. It could have been. And I respect the fact that she just wanted to do a duology. It was a shorter book. Have it be done, but I just wish there's more POVs. Someone I just noticed asked, do you think it's cheating if you listen to it? No. I don't. I don't at all. I find certain books. I think with romance, I like to read it, and with fantasy, I love listening to it. And I've heard people say opposite. Like, I've heard people. A lot of people argue that if you listen to it, it's not technically reading. My argument to that is you're investing more time probably if it's an audiobook. Because audiobooks are usually slower than your average reading pace. Yeah. So to me, I'm investing almost double the amount of time I would anyways. Yeah. And yes, I can multitask, but I could have finished the book in half the time. And I would say with reading versus listening, I'm guilty on both for sort of blacking out through it sometimes. Like, you're like, what did I just read? Like, I can do that when I'm reading or when I'm listening. I'm like, me too, yeah. The good thing about an audiobook, you're like, I'm going back 2 minutes, because I'm like, I totally missed that whole conversation. You can just go back really quick. Well, that's like with reading, I don't think you do that. I think you just keep going. You're like, I'll figure it out. You do. Yeah. Like Beartown, I'm reading right now. I listened to it as an audiobook, and I fell asleep to it. Right, and then you'll have. But then it was a mission to figure out where I left off. I was like, I'm pretty sure I listened to this, but you know what? I was watching a YouTuber from Australia. We watched some book
booktubers from Australia, and she said that happens when she falls asleep because she falls asleep reading.
Oh yeah,
and she's like,
I do that
then
too.
I got to go back and
too.
figure where. So I think I like in saying these conversations, I feel like literally it happens to everyone. It's the same whether you're listening or watching, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Is there cheating in reading? Really?
No.
The only cheating there would be is if there was like a Cole's Notes for your book. I would say that's maybe a cheat.
Yeah.
But I don't think.
I agree.
And yeah, a lot of people, I was going to say that, like a lot of people listen because like maybe it's poor lighting or your eyes or, or you get headaches or.
Yep.
I think it's great we have the option.
Well, actually during chemo when I had really bad headaches.
Oh my God,
I would listen to them. Yeah. It was the only way I could get through books.
Yeah, for sure.
And even then I didn't really get through that many.
For sure.
Okay, let me look at the
And
next.
Driving. I agree. I
love listening while I drive. I love it. Okay, our likes and dislikes. I feel like we've kind of gone over this a bit.
I don't know. I don't think we did do our likes and dislikes. Like actual spots that we liked.
I think some things that I really liked. I liked our main character. I've liked our main character through all of this more so than the male main character.
Yeah,
I really like our female main character. She's just like clever and witty, and I really like her.
Yeah.
I also love all the side characters, like literally every single one. Even Forrest was redeemed for me. Like I really liked Forrest in this book, and I liked his little romance with that
Sarah.
Girl.
Yeah,
I really loved that whole
was
development.
Sweet.
I know a lot of people don't like Forrest, and that's fair.
I didn't like him at the end of Divine Rivals, but I liked him in this one.
Like she really saved him for me in this book, to be honest.
And he was so sweet. He was like, "I'm so proud of you" with that letter.
Oh,
I'm like, oh,
my heart.
Like you can imagine.
I was reading.
You don't get that from your big brother.
I was reading that in the airport, and I was like getting a little teary, and I was like, "Please stop! I can't."
Kimberly said Forrest was redeemed.
Yeah,
Forrest heartbreak. I know. Oh my God, that scene.
Ending,
that's what I mean. It was such a good like.
And they were still holding their hands.
Last third of the book was so good. Yeah,
I had a feeling he was gonna die, just the way they were.
Okay, what's the part that you didn't like?
I didn't like how quickly Roman remembered everything. I think it would have been way better to add more tension. There was no tension in this book whatsoever.
Yeah, or if he's bad for a while.
That's what I mean. Like they could have done a lot with that. They could have made him go evil and like do some pretty shady things. But instead you're like, oh, well, he's a good guy, but he knows what he's doing is wrong, but he has to do it.
Sometimes,
and I hate that.
And honestly, sometimes that tension of like he's good and he's forced to do bad things and you're always waiting you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, and I get very tense when I don't like that feeling. I'd almost rather him be a mean and they almost it almost blew the two up and they had to like work to find themselves again.
Well, I wish it was more of like added I think there was a lot. Yeah,
that's why
I think there was a lot of potential to make it like he was super evil and like she's trying to like change him back. That tension of like even more interactions between the two of them, and he's like doesn't really know who he is, but he knows there's something about her. Like that would have been great. Like I think that just would have added a lot. And it's not even that I necessarily didn't like. No, I didn't actually. I just didn't like how quickly he remembered.
No, like right away.
Like within what? Like
he had
100 pages. He remembered everything.
He felt the tug. He felt the tug.
I was like, that's lame.
What did I like the most? I liked getting Enva's sort of story at the end when she helped
I really liked
Iris in the museum. I really like that. Just understanding her side of it when you finally when they start revealing stuff, of course. I like that.
The ending was crazy.
I love Addie and what a badass she is. And
she's epic.
Yeah, like no fear. I liked how they brought in the story of her
and Tobias.
But even her and her dad that they used to practice in secret, and then that's the thing that ended up.
Well, even like the whole family, like you saw her whole family.
Yeah, it was wholesome, and then I really liked that part, and then. The stuff I didn't love is
it was slow.
Yeah, I didn't love that I was so utterly distracted like the first 2/3 of the book. I was just like, oh my God, this is the book club read. Like I just finished it like 2 days ago, and usually I finished it
Yeah, it's gonna be a long time to read that book. I agree. Was it?
That was good and bad. Do we want to see what these guys?
Yeah, what are you guys thinking? What did you like? What did you not like?
For a minute, I actually felt bad for who's fat.
Is that who's Dacre? Is that supposed to be Dacre?
Because you could tell how much he loved and but yeah. You know what though? Even was it Iris made a point of that? She's like, she was so sad because he was such a he could have done so much good. Remember?
Oh no, that was Roman. Roman was like,
was it Roman?
Well, they both made a point.
They were like,
but they
you
were
could
like,
have been. Like,
I think he looks at. I think he saw Dacre and he was like, the potential you hold, but you just ruined it on like destroying humanity or something.
Your power. Like, your hunger for power.
Yeah, he was like, you could do so good, so much.
There were some really good. There were some good quotes.
There were
in this. I was looking at Goodreads after. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a good quote. So, yeah, some of it was. What was the other? What else were you talking about? Or were we just looking at these guys?
We look at them.
Oh, Shane. We did talk about Shane.
I really wish we had more of a story with that. Like there were so many side plots. I'm like, I would have loved to know more.
She just dipped her toes in it.
Yeah.
I agree. I loved seeing that there was an underground rebellion going on. I love that. But they just give you little breadcrumbs. They don't get into it.
She didn't have enough time in the book to do everything, because I would have loved to see more of that, and more of even the graveyard situation. I would have loved to know more about that whole group of people who were just,
even the underground those underground tunnels underneath the city, and it's there
was a lot to the book.
Yeah, she had a lot of Easter eggs, but no real follow through.
Yeah.
I didn't like finding out Enva killing other gods so Dacre couldn't get their power.
Yeah.
Well, but then they showed what it did to her, right? Then she lost all of her. She couldn't play music.
Yeah.
So it came at a cost. So I think that part of it was, I guess, it sucked, but it was good that way. And I guess she knew Dacre would do it if she didn't.
Yeah,
and it would be for bad.
The idea, was to stop him from. I can't stop yawning. I'm sorry.
You always yawn.
I can't stop.
Wanted to know what happened to the typewriters. I know they just sort of were they.
They destroyed the one.
Were they together at the end though?
Yeah, because
did they talk about the typewriters?
Well, I'm assuming she returned the one she stole, because she said she would.
Yeah.
But the book he was writing was on the typewriter.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure he was writing the book on the typewriter.
Right. I forgot about that ending.
It's kind of what Lisa said. Your wine is getting to you, Jess.
Makes her sleepy.
Okay. Should we move on to thoughts on the characters and or setting?
Ooh.
I didn't like the setting as much as I did in the first book. I really liked how we were out of the town and in that small little village, and I liked seeing the front line.
And they were really
not having any of that. I was like, I don't like this.
And she did a very good job describing what it
just
you felt like you were there. Yeah,
and
I remember we talked about that.
I still think you get that with this book.
Yeah,
it's just I don't care about the city. I'm like, I don't care. The way she wrote it in the first book made you fall in love with this, the little village with Iris. You could see Iris falling in love with the village.
Yeah.
With this place, it felt like she had too much trauma in this city. She just didn't love the city.
Well, you can tell she just doesn't even want to be there.
Yeah. She's like, I don't care. Didn't they end up leaving the city once it was saved?
I don't remember.
I can't remember, but
that was 2 days ago, Jess.
Or no, maybe they didn't leave. Maybe they just left to throw the ashes or something.
I don't know if they said.
Yeah, maybe they didn't say. But
I like the descriptions of the underground. I agree.
That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah, because then they felt the rumblings.
But I wish we could see more of it. Even with Roman, he was never really underground much. He was always
the only time they really talked about it is when he was in that
at the end
cage with the wyverns,
and when she was going underground to stop it.
Yeah,
but that was it. That's the only time you saw.
You guys,
the underground
country girls, not city girls. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the city apparently.
Oh, she's talking about the book. Yeah. I was like, okay. Yep, that's true.
So I think what happened to the original little town was they overrun it. So when like it was the first place that Roman went to with Shane at the beginning. They went to the town.
That's right.
And that's when he was like,
because they took it over. They took over.
Yeah,
that
he
town.
took it over, and that's when he had like choose a typewriter, which typewriter was his.
Right.
Like that was all in the town, I believe.
Yeah. Avon Bluff or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Avalon. Avalon. It was Avalon.
Start with an A. And characters. What was the other one? Character development, or what was
characters? Just our thoughts on the characters.
And I think talked about a lot.
And
I
think all the characters were already developed, in my opinion. Like we didn't have any
because it's a sequel. Yeah.
And I loved the introduction of Tobias. I didn't
know what to think for the longest time because I'm like, do we trust this guy?
For a minute, I didn't trust him either. And I think that would have been great if she like all of a sudden he started killing everyone. Like that would have been kind of epic.
Do we trust this guy? Yeah. So yeah,
I loved him in this book though.
And the Shane was shady, right? Because you were like, oh, he's on the good side, but then he like ratted him out.
He was just like a nobody. Yeah,
he was just
he was kind of random. He was just in it for himself.
Yeah, he wasn't my favorite guy. He reminded me of sort of Forrest on the first one. Sort of just like actually, in it for himself. And
I'm trying to think of who else we saw in this book. We saw a bit more of her boss, which was kind of nice.
Yeah, I like seeing Helen or Helene.
This actually makes me think of something I really, really, really wish was in the book more, because I loved it at the end when everything was just super chaotic.
She was in there.
Well, no, I just mean, I loved that.
Love that scene.
But I mean, like when everything was really chaotic.
Yeah.
At that point in the book, it was like a movie in my head. Like I could see it all.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was so good.
I loved it, and I loved how it flip-flopped through so many different point of views. But I wish the whole book was like that. Like I wish you had I think I would have been way more entertained if you saw all of those point of views throughout the whole book. Like I just think it would have added a lot to it.
Yeah, I really appreciated Kit's father getting in trouble, and the scientist and the daughter. That surprised me. They brought it. Like I forgot. I actually forgot about them. So
yeah, they brought that back.
That was
smart, actually. Yeah. And even like the fact that Roman wasn't just like, oh yeah, you're fine.
No,
I kind of like that. Like it was a bit more realistic that way, because it's like no one trusted him, which
that's right.
Like that's
valid. They were gonna
kill him.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought Iris got killed in that moment. When she's talking
about how she
know. I was like,
she came in between.
I was like, no way she's about to die.
Wouldn't that have been
I would have been like, wow, 5 stars immediately.
Yeah, that would have been a plot twist for sure.
Insane. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we talked already about the characters, but
what else we got?
I have alternate endings.
Ooh.
So, like, what are our thoughts on like other ways?
So we just had one. We just had one.
Yeah, I guess.
If Iris had got killed.
I think we were talking about it earlier. The fact that we did see more of an epilogue with like the romance between the two, and I think it's definitely it was definitely alluded to that he was gonna die young, just with like the gas and everything.
I think so too.
But I kind of like that, because I feel like it's so realistic to how war is. Soldiers, like they don't.
It was a good portrayal of even though
like World War I,
heaven, hell, and war, they sort of mixed.
It was cool.
They sort of mixed it together. It's like, no, that is literally what is happening.
I mean, obviously, I don't know anything really about it, like from experience.
No, but
yeah. You would think it would kind of be something similar in ways, just in aspects, just in the way that like they couldn't communicate with each other very well, and like the trauma of it.
Well, the other alternate ending could be like Forrest and Sarah lived.
Yeah.
And that would have been really sweet.
That would have been cute. That was really sad.
But they died holding hands.
Or when he was, when it was in his point of view, and he was like, I kept holding on to her. I just need to get her back. Even when it was ending, he was like, I kept holding on to her. I was like, you're really making me go through this right now at the airport?
Yeah.
Oh.
Alternate endings. What do you guys think by alternate ending? Yeah, Forrest and Sarah surviving. Let her and say she was pregnant. Yeah, I had that too, because when they got together for that little, I thought the same thing.
That's what I thought was gonna happen.
That would have been a good one. That would have been a good one too.
Totally.
Yeah.
Real Vampires 78. Thank you so much.
What happened to the Pibby girl? I don't understand what this says. I think it got overlooked because of all the book journals and stickers. He sent that to you because he understands battling some things daily. Do we know what that message is about?
I can't remember the.
I don't.
We can't remember. I'm so sorry.
What's Pibby? I don't even know what that means. Pibby girl. What happened to the Pibby girl? Sorry, I don't know what that is. Sorry.
Was it male? I'm wondering if it was male. Was it like a stuffed animal? Because I feel like I remember a note. Potentially. She got a lot of gifts and cards. I had a lot, yeah. And yeah, a lot. I have a lot of amazing letters. Yeah. That really helped her through everything for sure. Yeah. So thank you. I'm sending my love. Yes. I appreciate it all. It's just sometimes it was overwhelming to get back to everyone. You a lot. Couldn't do anything. She couldn't do anything. But yeah. Yes, I totally. Yeah. I also was like trying so hard not to cry because I was in public when they died. I was like, why are you doing this to me right now? I think at the end of the day, so I didn't ever feel like that at all. I had no emotional. I was connected. I had no emotional connection to any of the characters. I don't think. Yeah. Not as much as some other books I read that I'm just like, yeah, you just like root for them. I think that's also just a matter of it was only 2 books, right? Maybe like, it wasn't quite a full series. Maybe, yeah. There wasn't quite the build up. Yeah, not to the same extent, at least. All right, I think that's about it for anything else. That like any last thoughts on Ruthless Vows? Anyone else have anything they want to say? I think that's all I got for Ruthless Vows. I'm kind of glad I've done it. It was like I got to a point when I was reading it, I was like, I just want to be done this. Oh, I was like, I was like that at the start, but it got better for sure. Yeah, I would say the beginning of the book was a 2, and the end of the book was a 5. So I don't know how to rate that. I know, I agree. Yeah. I agree absolutely. Yeah. Stephanie said, "I'm still glad we read them back to back." I'm glad. That was nice. That was good. What are your guys' thoughts actually on series? Because I know it's not for everyone because like if you don't like the first book, you're out. You're out for like the month or whatever. But it's sometimes nice to just get some series checked off your TBR. But some people, and we don't have to do it in order to like because some people like a break. Yeah, like we could. Not everybody's a binger like we could skip a month. Me, yeah. Yeah, I never read books back to back. I'm a bit of a binger. Or at least not very often. The only series I can think of that I've done that was my Binding 13 collection right there. And I get my new book in June. And I have pre-ordered What's the new one called? And I'm Taming 7. Taming 7? Yeah. Ooh. And I am so excited because it's one of my favorite characters. But anyways, should we talk about books for next month? Book selection for March, even though it is March. Technically March. Do we decide on the day or just talk about the books first? Let's start with the books. Let's start with square one. We just decided on these. So also these are all women authors, right? Which I think we're usually women authors. We're usually all women, but this typically? I think next week is International Women's Day. Women's Day or Day of the Woman or something. A week or is it just a day or is it a week? I think it's just a day. I think it's a day. And so we wanted to celebrate women authors, which we celebrate a lot of women authors. A majority of this is women. Most of it's women. You're reading a male. I am reading a male book. That's right, a male written book. But okay, let's go through them. Okay, well, what shall we do first? Let's do this one first. Okay, so this is actually called In the Weeds by B.K. Borson. I just bought this Do you want me to get the other one that's in this series? No. Okay. I just bought this the other day. It is part of a series, but they're like not in order. Like they're standalones. They're interconnected standalones. So this is actually part of the series that is with Love Light Farms, which is what I recommended in December. Yeah. It didn't get chosen, but this is like the same series. I'm just gonna read like the top little chunk Because
and you picked it because it's spring.
Yes.
It's the
so
spring.
this series is
it's
about
all in seasons.
It's 4 books in the series, and each series is a different season. So this book is the spring book in the series, and the little
blurb,
not summary, but like a little blurb is a grumpy farmer and a no-nonsense social media influencer have another chance at love in this charming romantic comedy. So I think it's just like a small town.
I'm gonna read it whether it's not on the book club or not, because
Yeah.
I think that looks awesome.
It's just a small town, easy romance that
it's a good palate cleanser.
It's like, yeah, just like a little palate cleanser. I don't really know what it's about, just that. Yeah, it's a rom-com. That's all I really have to say about that one. So this is an option.
That's an option. This one is really popular, and I've seen it forever, but I have not read it yet.
And I haven't either, actually.
And I would really like to read it. It's called 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Taylor Jenkins Reid, who wrote Daisy and the Six. Daisy Jones and the Six. And I have not read any of her books. I just watched that show.
They're really good.
But I've heard this is really good.
They're actually really, really great audiobooks.
Oh, really?
Yes. I love
interesting.
Books
so this is dusty, eh? Was it on the shelf?
Yep. I haven't picked it up in a while. You just blew that right in my face.
You're welcome.
This book is kind of just like a general fiction with, I think, some romance in it. And it's mostly just about, like ambition, friendship, and great forbidden love is this book. I don't really know what it's about, though, to be honest. I think it's just about like a
lot of people
like a Hollywood
have read it, though.
Movie star or something.
Yeah.
The last book we have is a YA mystery thriller, and it is called None Shall Sleep. I literally just randomly picked this off my shelf because we needed another book. So I was like, sure, we can do this one. This one is just, it really reminds me a lot of The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes.
And so this is YA?
Yeah, it's YA. And it's one of those situations where it's like 2 teenagers are recruited by the FBI to help solve some cases, by the sounds of it. So it literally sounds exactly like The Naturals, actually, but they don't have superpowers.
Right.
They just have a whole lot of trauma by the sounds of it. But yeah, these are our options for March.
And Jess will put that on our
Instagram.
Barack Book Nook Instagram account.
Yeah.
She'll put a poll and you guys can decide. And we will let you know in like 24 hours. So our buddies in Australia and wherever else that are sleeping right now can have a chance tomorrow to watch this video and have a boo at this. And then do we want to talk? Oh, do we pick a date?
Well, one more thing to talk about is the secret giveaway book.
Oh, the secret giveaway. We could do that first. Yeah.
So if you are new here, every month we do like a little secret giveaway, and to enter, you go to our Instagram page and go on the most recent photo, which is a photo of Ruthless Vows.
This one.
And you comment an emoji. For this book giveaway, we are giving away Bride, which this was actually the copy I just showed when I was talking about it earlier.
Do you have another
Because
book?
I also have the copy. Yeah. But yeah,
she's not reading this one.
This is a brand new copy of
Bride. Bought it yesterday.
And I don't know, we kind of just gave it away because it's like a new release.
I said to Jess, why don't we do a new release that not everyone will have yet?
And we didn't really have like a favorite book.
And Allie Hazelwood was our very first one.
She was our
first book club author.
Chosen book.
So I think that's cool.
I like it. So yeah, if you want to enter the giveaway,
what's our emoji going to be? Is there a bride emoji?
Why don't you go and
there has to
comment the blood emoji?
There is a bride.
Or just do the blood emoji.
Okay. Blood.
The little blood drop emoji. Can you show them what it looks like?
Yep.
Or if you guys want to type it in the chat. Yep. Just type it in.
Just a little drop.
Just a little red drop.
A little red teardrop.
Yeah, so do not use the word giveaway on the post.
Yeah.
Literally just comment the little blood drop, and then you're good. You've entered. And I will choose somebody in 24 hours. So once again, whoever is not available to watch this right now can have a chance to enter still. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. So when are you free at the end of March? Are you home on the 30th? 29th? Oh, that's Easter weekend. We probably don't want that.
No, we don't.
That pushes us into April.
Is 24th too early for you guys? Would you be able to read the book in that amount of time?
Is the 24th too early? That would give you 22 days to read. I guess we just book it. And if you can't make it, you can watch this after you're done reading it.
True, you could.
So you're going to be home that weekend, you figure?
Just looking at my schedule really quick.
I have a special visitor coming from Australia on the 22nd and 23rd.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
It's going to be a surprise, I guess, to you, too. 24th, yes. Everyone says 24th is good.
24th is
all right, 24th it is, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, on Instagram, we have an account called the Brock Book Nook. So type that out, and you should be able to find us.
Yep.
And then, and then you'll have a poll on your story.
Yes.
And then, under her most recent post, that's where you put the little blood thing.
Yeah.
Blood drop.
Yeah.
Well,
that's it. I feel like this is the shortest stream we've done yet. 46 minutes.
Yeah.
Short.
KT says, Tara? My lips are sealed.
Huh.
Forgot about Easter. I know. Easter's so early this year.
It is weird. I'm not used to it being in... When is it normally? April?
It depends. Sometimes it's in March, too. It just all depends on the year.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's usually in the middle of, like, my exams.
Right.
But
right.
Not this time. I can actually enjoy Easter. That's different.
Yep.
Anyways.
When do I leave? Very, very soon. So, this week we leave. Yeah,
Crazy.
very, very excited. And still got a lot of work to do before we leave, but I'm feeling pretty good.
That's good.
About blowing this.
Daylight savings is next Sunday?
Yes, on the 10th. Yeah.
Interesting.
Thank you, everyone. I'm very excited. Yes. Very excited.
Are you going to the UK or are you just going to Edinburgh?
Didn't tell anybody where I was going yet. So thank you for that. I just said UK. I didn't say where. It's okay. It's going to be on my blog tomorrow.
Thank God. No one say anything.
No, I will tell you guys because you guys are our people. So we're flying into Edinburgh first. Then we're meeting a online friend sort of on the other side of Scotland. We're going to stay with that family for a couple days, and then we're dipping down into northern England to meet another online friend for a couple days, and then we're looping back and spending the rest of the time as annoying tourists in Edinburgh. And
as you should.
So excited. I have watched I have watched so many travel vlogs on Edinburgh. It's not even
Is this your first European travel?
Yes, it's my first time to the UK. We went to Poland. We won a trip through an agriculture contest to Poland, which was phenomenal. We got to tour a bunch of farms and stuff. That was really cool. It was a conference more than anything. So that was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's a surprise who we're going to go visit, but I'm bringing my camera. So I'm hoping to
vlog some of it.
I'm hoping that will be fun for you guys watching the vlog, not just a travel vlog that no one wants to watch. But there's a lot of you who are pretty good guessers. So we'll just leave it at that. I'm very excited.
It doesn't help when your daughter outs your whole trip.
That's okay, because I have it on
My bad.
The vlog that I have to edit still tonight.
I also have a vlog to edit tonight.
Oh, edit partners.
Edit buddies.
Edit buddies. We need more wine.
Alrighty. Well, I hope everyone has a great month of March.
March break is coming up.
Yep.
So have a wonderful, safe March break, whatever you're doing, whether you're staycationing at home or if you have to work or if you're going away.
All the above.
Yeah. Jess already had hers.
Yeah. I don't look any tanner. If anything, I feel like I look paler than you.
No, you do. You do. It's just the light. It's this beautiful ring light we have blasting in our eyes.
Anyways.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and being a part of this. It's been it gets our daughter home too, which is good for me. But yeah.
You say that like I never come home. I come home like almost every weekend.
Come home a lot. More to see your dog which has been good because she's high maintenance. We're very happy when mommy comes home to deal with her dog. Anyway.
Alrighty.
All right. We're gonna head off. What time is it?
8:50.
We did almost.
We did 50 minutes.
We did a lot of chit chatting.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. We love you. We will see you on the 24th and on our socials before that, I'm sure.
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.